Good afternoon, everyone. This is the doctor. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. It's gonna be a little bit cold this Wednesday morning, and it's actually been a little bit rainy. Before we go ahead and jump into our weekly farm discussion, I do just have to correct my last video. My Iron Giant video was inaccurate in that I thought that the Golden Helm and the Smart Coat were actually the Iron Giant event. They are actually a separate event, so I apologize for that mistake. It should be an easily farmable armor event, which we'll go into here. And the Iron Giant will probably come out next week, so still useful, valuable information to know. And it gives you some more time to prepare. So sorry about that, you guys. Hashtag NewTuber right now. So taking a look at this week in general, you guys, what we got coming is we got the armor event. And this is probably the most important event that you could be farming ever right now. We're going to talk about that at the end, where we're going to have the breakdown on the amount of armor tomes you're going to need, but you guys are going to need to be farming this for the next forever. So let's go ahead and talk about what's happening on Wednesday. So starting today, we're going to be getting the 2x Google Play points. We're going to have the Alchris ×2 ongoing, the Arena campaign ongoing, the Ketone shop ongoing, and then the Facebook War of the Visions trailer share for 2,000 Visior. So if you're not sharing that on Facebook, you do get free Visior for everyone that shares, comments, and likes it. So something super cool there, you guys. An easy way to get Visior if you have a huge social media presence. I don't, and I was definitely regretting not having a Diggs Facebook right now. We're going to be starting the Odin and Greetings from Afar cards, so that is going to be dropping today as well. We have the Chapter 6 login bonus, which is going to be 500 Visior for the next couple days. We're going to have the Story EXP Double Up campaign. We're going to have the daily purchase of Sasayaki shards. We're going to have the equipment training quest, which is that armor event, and we're going to start Chapter 6, Scene 1. So entering into your Wednesday, of course, I'm going to recommend that you farm the story. I think that's, of course, going to be critical. Get that Visior, get whatever those rainbow rocks might be, if there is a rainbow rock at the end of it. Cross your fingers. Of course, you're going to need to do Arena because it's the ×2 campaign right now. Shout out on the Arena campaign too, though. You do not get ×2 the reward. You just get ×2 the participation points, so a little bit of a bummer there. And then finally, the Armor quest. And you should be doing everything, like all of your daily stuff, and then farm the Armor quest, even if you're free to play. If you're a free to play who's been sitting on a bunch of NRG potions, now would be the time to use them, because this armor event is so important in terms of building up the defenses of your characters. It's so important in terms of just overall stopping your characters from dying and optimizing your character's stats. I feel like I can't emphasize enough how important this armor event is to farm, and we'll probably be doing even a second video on this because it's so critically important. For Thursday, of course, nothing new coming. Same with Friday. I'm going to recommend Arena and then farm the hell out of the Arena event. Now, one thing you could take into effect here is the Story EXP Double Up campaign. If you're someone like me who actually needs to level your characters between like 88 and 99, and you didn't really quite get it all from the job materials, from the Double JP Up, Double Item Drop campaign, this might actually be a good campaign for you to participate in. I plan on actually farming a little bit of Story EXP Double Up campaign missions, but keep in mind, I'm a whale. I buy 90 large NRG pots every week. That's me, and that's kind of my perspective. So if you're free to play, I think it would probably be 100% more important to farm for the armor event. And just to make sure you have everything that we need, we do have the armor calculator at the end of this video to tell you how many of those books you are actually going to need to farm. Transitioning into Saturday, we do have the Gill Snappers Chambers and nothing else going on here. I would recommend, of course, Arena, Gill Snappers, and farming that armor event. I think you're going to have to decide whether Gill is more important to you or the armor event. Keep in mind the armor event does go until the 28th, so you have an additional 12 more days after this. So if I were you guys, if you were wanting to know whether you should prioritize Gil or whether you should prioritize an armor event, what I would do is I would calculate the amount of armor books that you need, divide it by the amount of days that you have left, set yourself a daily armor goal, and then farm that, and then use the rest of your time to farm the Gil Snappers. That's what I'm going to do so that I can optimize both my Gil and my armor so that Gil Snappers just doesn't get fully neglected for the week. On Sunday, we do see some of the things ending. So we see the 2x Google Play points ending, and then we see the Arena campaign ending, which is unfortunate. I feel like they could just keep the Arena campaign full time. Again, you're going to have to weigh that Gil Snappers and that armor event. I encourage you to do the math. I encourage, as free-to-play players, you might not want to look at investing in SR armors. You might want to look at investing in like Iron Plate, which is very good when it's fully maxed out. On Monday, of course, we get our weekly bonus missions. We're going to get the 2x Gil Snapper, EXP, etc. You're going to have the Chocobo Expedition rare item, so if you're waiting for Chocobo tickets on Monday, you're going to want to pop them there. This is also the end of the Facebook War of the Visions trailer share for 2000 Visior, so keep that in mind as well. For my farming on this day, I'm going to recommend the armor event again, but this is also the last day that you're going to have to farm the Alchris. There's 2 more days, sorry. So Monday and Tuesday, you're going to have the last 2 days to farm Alchris. So you should be aware of that. Those job levels are so critical for your units that maybe you should have a little bit of foresight, a little bit of planning on what your team comp is going to be, and you should weigh again whether you need to farm those Alchris or whether you need to farm that armor event. I think the Alchris are actually really important to farm, and I think potentially if you have the armor event broke down and you've planned and you've prepared for it enough, you're not going to have to farm the armor event with all of your NRG every day. Free-to-play players, if you're truly free-to-play with no NRG potions, you might have to only farm the armor event. But that's what you get sometimes when you're fully invested as a hardcore free-to-play player. Odin and Greetings from Afar is going to be continuing. I imagine most of the time the banners go across 2 weeks. So we are going to see the end of the Alchris 2 campaign on Tuesday. Chapter 6 login bonus is going to be over. The story EXP double up campaign. The Ketone shop as well as the Ketone summon. The daily purchase for Whisper. And then what's going to be ongoing for another 14 days is going to be the equipment training quests. This is going to be the day that if you need to, you should be farming Alchris. You could also be farming the armor books. Now, just as a quick reminder, you guys, for the monthly breakdown, you need to make sure you're farming your monthly rainbow rocks. So just as a reminder, you can buy some from friend points and guild points. If you didn't know, the friend points and guild points rainbow rocks reset monthly. So something to think about there. We do get them in monthly login, we get them in monthly quests like Arena. There's a whole bunch of things that we do. So things to think about. Make sure you are tracking your rainbow rocks so that you can develop your characters. Now what we have below is the book calculator, which you're probably going to either want to freeze this or take a screenshot. If you're in my Discord, I'll upload this so that you guys can all see it. But these are the amount of books you're going to need to awaken a piece of equipment. So you're going to see here things like 1,125 books to +5 an SR piece of equipment, or 225 to fully awaken. So there's a lot of things here to take into account, and just some quick tips for you guys on what I'm thinking about. First thing I'm thinking about, most bang for my buck in terms of SSR, is going to be Mithril Armor, because you can get that Dodge Mithril Armor. You don't have to awaken it to +5, because awakening it to +5 just gives you strike resistance, so you only need the 255 books to get the maximum out of an SSR armor for Mithril Armor, so I think that's a very powerful piece of equipment to invest in. I think about Iron Plate, which is going to be that slash resistance up, that defense up. Yes, it has agility -3, but if you're a free-to-play player or a beginning player just starting, that might be something for you to go ahead and invest in. Other things I'm thinking about is, do you have the amount of recipes needed to +5 your armor? So if you have maybe like 40 Iron Plate recipes and you're like, God, I would love to +5 this. Maybe you should go out and use the double EXP campaign and farm up some Iron Plates. And yes, it's not the double drop, but I mean, it is double EXP, and probably there's someone out there who could use EXP as well. So there's a whole bunch of different avenues to consider here. Just consider the total stat breakdown that your characters could see and the amount of stats over a broad range of how much your characters could be upgraded. Especially those who are using like Wizard's Hat, or sorry, Sage's Hat, anything like Mirage Vest, Golden Armor. If you have the hammers to beat out a really good Golden Armor, that could potentially be worth it. So calculate the amount of armor books you need for your 3-man comp and your 5-man comp is what I would recommend. And then prioritize whether you're going to focus that 3-man or that 5-man. Personally, I'm going to be focusing the 3-man because I think most of my PvP content is 3-man, and that's what I'm thinking about. And then I'm going to divide by the number of days that there are and break it down by the total amount of armor plates needed for each day, or armor books, sorry. And then I'm going to hit that as my first goal. And anything else after that is extra, right? Anything else after that is cherry on top. It lets me farm my other things. It lets me not have to stress about farming like 5,000 books, which I'm sure some of you out there right now are like, I want to +5 everything, and I'm going to need 5,000 books. Like, calm down. Like, yeah, you know, depending on the drops, you might not even be able to farm 5,000 books. So something to think about, you guys. Think about the best bang for your buck. Think about the most stats you can get quickly on your characters to make it useful and viable. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. By the time a lot of you guys are watching this, if it's 9:20 on Wednesday, I am probably in a dentist chair getting a root canal. So please think about me, because I am probably like squealing in pain. If you didn't know, I am a squealer when it comes to anything mouth related. Other than that, you guys, please go ahead and check out our Discord and join it. We are a pretty friendly bunch, and make sure you check us out on stream. I will be streaming tonight, no matter how painful my root canal was, and it'll probably start at about 6 or 7. We're trying to start a little bit earlier in the evening since I know people have work on Wednesdays. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope you guys had some good Odin pulls last night. Talk to you later, guys.